Welcome to another video sponsored by MEDANZ, the Middle Eastern Dance Association of New Zealand. I've run considerably over time for the last few videos, so I thought I'd have something a little bit shorter this time. I'm going to look at the term Hafla and what it means and what you can expect. Hi, I'm Kashmir. And when MEDANZ puts on a festival these days, as well as the workshops and a show, there'll often be a Hafla. So what's a Hafla? The Arabic simply means a gathering or a party. And when I first started belly dancing, that's what it tended to be. Dancers would get together in somebody's house, we'd eat, we'd talk, we'd show off our new costumes, and there might be music and a bit of dancing. After all, any party needs a bit of music. But it wasn't the focus. The focus was for people to get together and have a good time. Over the years, the word Hafla morphed into something slightly different. Initially, it started to include slots for formal dancing, so something that people had actually worked on. So there'd be some informal dancing, some formal dancing, and they'd be sort of mixed together. And then from there, it moved on to mean sort of an informal show. And sometimes the informal show actually meant something that was very disorganised. Sometimes it meant that it was amateur and student, and sometimes it just meant small. And from there, it actually just kept on going. I've even been to a Hafla recently with a professional dancer, an MC, lights, the whole thing. It was small, but I'm not sure if Hafla was quite the word for it. The problem is the word Hafla has become quite problematic. When you get invited to a Hafla, you often don't know what to expect. If you're asked to dance at a Hafla, you may be in your casual clothes in somebody's living room at a very intimate venue, or you could actually be on stage, full makeup, full costume, with a paying audience in a theatre. So effectively, the words become meaningless. You need to actually check with the organiser, what do they mean by Hafla? As an audience member, you may actually have a chance to get up and boogie, or you may be, as I was recently, trapped in tiered seating with the only exit via the stage. So, organisers, if you're organising a Hafla, let people know what to expect. For instance, do they have to pay or bring food, or both? Is there going to be formal dancing? If so, how do people get a slot? Is there going to be informal dancing? Let people know how it's going to be organised. Are you going to have a block of free form and then like a mini show, or are you going to intersperse the two? Gives people a chance to sort of get their heads around what's going to happen. You also should give them an idea about what the seating arrangements are going to be. Are they going to be on cushions? Are they going to be on tables? Are they going to be on ordinary chairs? Are they going to be on tiered seating? Just so you can actually organise. So, example, if you've got tables, maybe people are going to bring food and drink and sit and actually eat and drink while they watch. Which is, you don't want to be balancing things on a little tiny chair if there's nowhere to put your stuff. Banana drinking. So that's part of it. If you're going to have informal dancing, think very carefully about your music. You should have a large amount of music that you can expect your audience to know and can dance to. Now, you might have a favourite tarab piece and by all means throw it in for a break, but don't have too many obscure pieces that people struggle to dance to. On the other end, don't fill it with Arabic pop, because after a while that becomes quite tedious. Which brings me to the next point. If you call your event a Hafla, then unless all of your guests are definitely fusion dancers, avoid the Western music. I mean, you're giving it an Arabic name, at least have the ability to present to them some Middle Eastern music. And again, think about your audience. Are they Arabic focused? Are they Turkish focused? Would they actually like a bit of folk music? If you've got an Oriental crowd and you play Saidi and Gawazi all night, you probably won't get many people up dancing either. If you're the guest at a Hafla, ask your organiser what to expect, unless you're one of these people who's incredibly flexible, can always go with the flow. If you're a dancer at a Hafla, keep it short and sweet. This is not the time to try out a full-length emergency. And if you decide, for example, to do a veil, do a veil. Don't do a veil and then think, oh, I want everyone to see my really great technique. Now I'm going to do a drum solo. Choose one thing. And then, when you've finished dancing, stay and watch the other dancers. I've heard of too many divas who just turn up for their performance, wow everyone, and then, well, you know, they've got a gig afterwards, so they're not hanging around anyway. None of those people can dance very well. It's a community event, or it's meant to be a community event. Which brings up another issue that sometimes is a bit of a bone of contention. Should dancers pay to perform? Now, if you take Hafla as meaning a party, then everyone should actually contribute to the cost. And even in a low-cost party, there are costs involved. So a donation of some sort from everyone is not out of the question. Although in most cases, the costs for a Hafla will be much less than they would be for a full show. Although some dancers don't seem to realise exactly how much it can cost to put on a full show. We're organising one at the moment in New Zealand. It's going to cost almost $2,000 before we actually put anyone on stage. So in your community, do you use the word Hafla? And if so, does it have a standard meaning, and what is it? And does everyone know what to expect? Or do you occasionally get people turning up saying, oh, I thought this was a Hafla and I wanted to dance, and we seem to be sitting in rows and watching a show? Down below, let's see what everyone else is doing.